I know I'm late, but good evening, everyone. Welcome into the very first the Confident Autistic Livestream for the month of April 2025. I am your host, the Confident Autistic, Chris Mitchell, and we are going to tonight have tonight's topics Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month kickoff. It's the beginning of the month. It's an exciting time. And I'm glad that you're here. Let me know where you're from. I feel a little bit weird tonight. I'll tell you why. I'm feeling a little bit weird. I left I left my needle ball in another room, so I don't have my little toys. So I got other toys on the desk. I'm gonna be okay. Hold on a second. I gotta clean up my desk. Apparently there was a There it is. I found my fidget spinner. I feel better about life now. Uh, there was a candy wrapper on my desk. Anyway, it's been a hectic week for me here. That's why I've not put up any videos this week. I wanted to, I meant to. Oh man, I've been so exhausted. I don't know why, but I have. I think it might be my age. I'm doing a lot, taking care of a lot of people. Don't mind doing that, but that wears you out. Certainly does. So, yeah, if you're new here, shout out so I can welcome you. Love to hear from you. And tonight I'm going to ask you some questions. And we're also going to have open Q&A. But tonight I'm going to ask you some questions about Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month and share my answers to them and encourage you to share yours in the chat as well. So, that's one thing we'll be doing tonight. I'm also been working very hard this week. I know you have not seen any videos. You will next week, I promise. Even if I have to work all weekend, I'm committed to you. Let's see. What was I going to say? Yes, working on a new podcast series that will be premiering in May. I'm excited about it. It's going to be awesome. It will help you as an autistic adult figure out how to live confidently autistic. And what that means is to live your authentic self as an autistic person, stems and all, the whole ball of wax, confidently and all. Because I know for many people, when we uh, realize or suspect that we're on the spectrum and we discover that later in life, it is a big 180-degree turn in I just thought I heard something. I'm sorry. Uh, in our lives, and it's a totally different change. It's a new identity. It's overwhelming. It can be very challenging to everyone. So this is why I'm doing this series, and we're going to have great topics. It's going to kick off in May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. So a lot of our first topics are going to be about mental health awareness and how to take care of our mental health and what to do when we have problems with our mental health. So those are the things that I am expecting to go on the series. I'm really distracted here. My apologies for that. Okay, so that's going to be coming up. Let me get everything set up on my screens here. And oops, I thought that was going to work. Okay, let's do this. And then do this. And then, yeah, let's do that. Okay, here we go. So let's talk about Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. Now, I'm not sure how many people are in the chat right now because I'm not looking at that screen. But do you prefer Autism Awareness Month, Autism Acceptance Month, or Autism and Awareness and Acceptance Month? Because I'll tell you, uh, I understand the argument about this because a lot of people say we have awareness of it now. People are aware that autism exists and people are autistic. Now we got to get people to accept who we are and accept us for our stems, and we all learn to be one giant community together. And I get that. But I prefer to say Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month because not everyone's aware of autism at this point. Many people are, depending on where you are and who you talk to. Some people may say, "Well, 60% of the people I know, or 80%, or only 20%." So we still need to make people aware of it, but we also need to help people accept that autism is nothing to be scared of. It's not the stereotypes that everyone believes it to be are not necessarily, because everyone experiences autism differently. And somebody snuck in here and handed me my ball because I just found it in my hand. I know who that somebody is, and that's my wife, and I don't think she got on camera. And thank you, dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I got my ball. I feel much better about life. Anyway, that's going to be focused. It's a good thing. But yeah, I really believe that we need to get people to be aware of it and accept it because it's a problem, and we need people to be aware of it and accept it so it can be a better world. I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now in the world, in our country here in the United States, that we do stay away from politics here. Okay, we do, and but that are threatening the threatening services and programs for autistic people, both adults and children, and it's a troubling time. So I think this month we really need to help people become aware of it, accept it, and help people understand the importance of the programs that are out there for both adults and for children. Again, we stay away from politics on this channel, but I can't stick my head in the sand all the time. I wish I could because I hate news, causes me anxiety, but I am very concerned about some of this. I have a 6-year-old great nephew, and some of the things going on at the government, federal level, etc., etc. I'm worried if it's going to affect the services he could receive that can make such a difference in his young life, and the services that are available for adults that make a difference in our lives. So this month to me is a very important month that we do something for to bring acceptance and awareness to our community, our world about autism. Now, next topic, and feel free to chime in with any of your comments on this. I would love to hear them. If you could give advice to your younger autistic self, what would it be? Now, that's a very difficult question because when I first looked at it, I thought, I did not know I was autistic when I was a kid. But if I was to time travel back, and I love the idea of time traveling. And if you just joined the chat, shout out where you're from, and feel free to share your comments on what I'm talking about here. I love time travel. I would love to have a DeLorean and go back to 1980s. And that's my favorite decade. But if I could go back in time when I was struggling in school, having a lot of behavior issues, struggling with friendships, confused about friendships and interacting with people, even when I was young, I would want to tell my younger self, it's okay. This will make sense to you later on in your life. Just hang in there. And there's nothing wrong with you. I know people are going to tell you this stuff wrong with you, but there's nothing wrong with you. And try to encourage myself not to be so hard on myself when I struggle with friendships and with relationships, etc. And if you're just joining us, welcome. We are talking about Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month, and I'm sharing some topics and some questions that are common for this month and sharing my thoughts on them. And I encourage you to share yours in the chat if you're comfortable and let you know where you're from so I can give you a shout out and give you kudos and appreciation for tuning in tonight. So that's what I would do. Well, not that, but what I talked about a moment ago. I would go back to my younger self and tell my younger self when I was struggling with friendships, struggling with behavior issues because of sensory issues, whatever, this will all make sense to you in time. And the people who are trying to help you are doing the best they can. They just don't know everything yet. Because back in the time when I was little, we did not know as much about autism as we do today. So it's okay. You're going to be fine. You have some very wonderful gifts, and don't be afraid to share them. That's what I would tell myself. As far as autism goes, now there's a few other things I would tell myself, but we won't get into those there because it's not relevant to autism. So let's move on to the next question that I have here in my notes, and this is, let me scroll down here. Share a win. What is something you achieved as an autistic adult that you are proud of? Ooh, I kind of at this moment wish I went through these earlier today and had an answer because this one, like, oh my gosh. what's been a win for me as an autistic adult? Well, since I received my diagnosis little less than a year ago, I think the biggest win for me as an autistic adult has been discovering and progressing through suspecting I was autistic, self identifying, and pursuing confirmation of my suspicions and doing all of that and finding out I am and the feeling I had of euphoria, the euphoria of knowing that I was on the spectrum and there's others who are like me. While I'm talking about my win, share whatever win you've had as an autistic adult. Uh, and we will celebrate it together, okay? But I would celebrate that I made it through that. I, it was a difficult journey because it went through a lot of the emotions of anger, resentment, sadness, grief, and then I got into excitement and pride about who I am. So I think that would be my biggest win I have as an autistic adult. What's your biggest win? Love to hear them in the chat. Yeah, just drop those in there. Love to see them, and we'll celebrate them together. Okay. Now, the other thing I like to mention, and there's a few more of these here, we'll get to them, is we're going to be kicking off. It was supposed to be today, but I've been so exhausted. I'm going to get it done next day or two. One autistic adult story. I have three, now that's four. This is three. Three amazing guests who I've interviewed for the One Autistic Adults story video series. And they are wonderful. They are very great stories. They're sharing where they are on the journey and their feelings about it, the pros, the cons, help others decide what level of the journey they want to travel to. So you do not feel alone as you travel from suspecting you're autistic and to receiving the late diagnosis to anywhere between those 2 points that you're comfortable at. So those will be dropping starting next week, and there'll be a fourth one, and that one's gonna be mine. I'm gonna share my story. I know I shared it a little bit before on these live streams and some other videos, but I'm going to do a video that I share my story on there, so you get to know me better. So that will be coming. So yeah, look for those on the channel. If you've not already subscribed to the channel, please do. I really would love to have you subscribe. And when you do, don't forget to ring the bell to be notified when new videos go live here on this channel. And not there, in here. Yeah, right over here. I think I got it right. Over here. And there is a little icon that has above the word Zoom, and you click onto that. That will let you subscribe to the channel. Take you right in there to subscribe. So please subscribe. Love to have you. The channel's growing slowly, but it's growing, and that's the important part. And I need your help to help grow this channel. So anyway, we are talking about, for those who just joined us, Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month kickoff. And we're discussing some common questions about autism awareness and acceptance. I'm sharing my answers to these questions, and I encourage you to share the same in the chat. That way we get to know each other better and we can celebrate each other. So far, one of the biggest questions I ask is, what, and I shared my answer already, but I'm going to recap these in case you just tuned in. What has been your biggest win as an autistic adult? And what advice would you give to your younger autistic self? Those were great questions, great answers. You missed those answers. Watch this back, watch the video back. If you're not watching it live, wait for it to archive and hear my amazing answers on that and share those. And even if you're watching this and it's archived, it's not live, go ahead and share your answers. I will see them, I will respond to them. And the response can be a thumbs up or it can be a comment. It depends on how busy I am, okay, to be honest. Okay. Uh, let's see. Next one is autistic joy is real. What's one thing that brings you happiness? And I'm going to kind of narrow this down to what one trait or one part of my autism that brings me happiness. Because so many things we face the challenges that could be frustrating to us, okay? Like social interaction. I don't get it. I don't like small talk. It makes no sense to me. But, I want to focus on what one thing that brings me joy. And I know it may sound weird, but it's my needle ball. Okay, before I discovered I was autistic, and I would fiddle with anything. Now I have a needle ball. I saw a video about this, and I thought this could work for me, and this brings me joy because it helps me with my anxiety, and understanding that I'm autistic and learning that there's some special music out there. I got a playlist on Spotify. I'll try to drop the link into the chat that is made for autistic people to help with sensory regulation. That has been a joy for me. And to understand that I'm not the only one that has sensory issues. That's been a joy. Even though the sensory issues can be a challenge for me, knowing I'm not alone is a joy to me. So those are some of the joys I have. Let me check the comments. Okay, Autistic Jenny, happy Autism Awareness Month. Happy Autism and Awareness Month. I think you meant acceptance and but whatever. Thank you for the wishes. Same to you. I noticed you're new here. Welcome. I don't think you've been, or at least said anything in these live streams before. So this is your first time here. Welcome. I appreciate you checking it out. Hope you enjoy this. Hope you check out the other content on my channel. And I hope you will subscribe. And I hope that you will share this with your friends. I know it sounds like I'm putting a lot of responsibilities on you. That's okay. Do whatever you're comfortable with. I'm fine with that. Nito is my favorite. Oh, I love Nito. I was at Walmart today. I wish I took a picture of it. And I was cruising through the store. I had to pick up some stuff. And I rarely go into stores. I don't like going. I like stuff being brought to me. But I had to go in there. I had to pick up some medicine for at the pharmacy and all. And yes, I know if you have Walmart Plus, they will deliver it, but it was a new script and we had to get it today. Anyway, I went by this Easter display. And you know they have these needle balls for Easter. And I can't really make mine that way, but it's in the shape of an Easter egg. And it looks so cool. Maybe I'll find, if I can find that on the Walmart app, I will I will put a link to it in the chat. Those look so cool. I didn't really want to get one because it was egg shaped, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just prefer the round shape. Each their own, but I saw those at Walmart today, so you may want to check those out. Oh, you have a channel too. Awesome. Awesome. Uh let me I what I'm going to give you my email address, okay? I'm just going to do that because I don't really want to say have you put it in the channel at the moment unless you want to, but um I'm putting my email address in here. I hope I'm not fat fingering this. I really am. It's Chris at defineyourself.us. Send me a link and email to your channel, or you can post it in the chat if you want. And I'll check it out. And who knows? I may click on that subscribe button and ring that bell and make you happy, just like if somebody does that to me, makes me happy. So yeah, go ahead and share that with me. You can share it in chat. You can share it in email. And if I fat finger that, that is Chris at defineyourself.us. And if my wife is watching, maybe she can type that up without the fat fingering and put it in the chat because she had been in this chat tonight. At the beginning of this video, I forgot to bring in my needle ball and she found it and she came in here so quietly and put it on my desk. I did not even notice she came in and I just started playing with it, not even realizing I picked it up. It was weird. It was good though. It's a good weird. Okay, the next question I would like to talk about for Autism Joy. What is one thing that brings you happiness? So if you have a thought on that, go ahead and share that in the chat. What a common autistic myth you wish would disappear? Okay. Let's see. A myth about autism that I would love to disappear. And thank you, Kim, for putting in my email address correctly. I guess I did fat finger it. My apologies for fat fingering it. Anyway, what autistic myth? I know one popped into my head, and it's hard to really come up with a myth because of the fact that what some people consider a myth, some people in our community have as a trait. At least to me, that's how I've seen it. Okay. There was a joke, a poorly done joke on Saturday Night Live about Elon Musk, about leaving Dodge or getting out of this one department, whatever. Again, we don't get into politics. As soon as he's done counting the dinosaurs, and I thought that was a little bit in poor taste. Yeah, some of us love dinosaurs. I'm not a big dinosaur fan. Now, I like the TV show from the '90s called The Dinosaurs, but I'm not a big dinosaur fan. Although I did enjoy the Flintstones, so I guess I do like the prehistoric era where they could have been dinosaurs. But and I have at times counted stuff, but not all of us do that. So I don't think it's really a myth in my in my I can't find the word in my mind. That's it, in my mind. It's not really a myth, but it's a stereotype I would like to see kind of changed. So let's see what came in here. I have an awesome. Oh, you have an awesome spouse too. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome spouses are great. And and I'm going to get to the other comment about empathetic in a moment because that's a great comment. But awesome spouses are great. My wife, when I'm having trouble communicating, she knows me well enough. She advocates for me when we go places. I love her for that. She does a great job for that. One of my biggest fears is needles. And when we go to the hospital, for me to have a CT or MRI or whatever that I have to have once a year because I'm a cardiac patient, they have to do an IV. I hate needles. I'm terrified of them. I act like a 5-year-old or a 3-year-old when a needle comes at me, especially an IV. So we always ask for a PICC line nurse, and they never follow that. They try it themselves, and I, as fast as I can because I don't walk that well, I kind of run out of there crying and screaming, an embarrassing scene. And she helps them explain to them, even though we told them when we came in, I need a PICC line nurse. I'm autistic. She helps advocate for me so I can get the accommodations I need at the hospital. So she's a wonderful, wonderful person. Now, the thing that you mentioned that you wish would disappear, that we aren't empathetic. I totally agree. A lot of people think, and not even think about this one. This is a good one, though. A lot of people think autistic people are not empathetic. And I find that to be an untruth. I am very empathetic. And what I've done in the research is it shows we're empathetic, we being autistic people. We just don't always know how to express it in a way that neurotypicals recognize. We express it in our own way. And that's okay. We are very empathetic. Some of us, from my research I've done, are hyper empathetic. We're overly empathetic, which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying we go to more the extreme of being more empathetic than the average person. My great nephew, he is 6 years old. He's on the spectrum. And my mom, his great grandmother, is having some health challenges. And he is very, very concerned about her. For 6 years old, more concerned that you would expect a 6-year-old to explain, to exhibit. So I try to help him understand Nana's going to be okay. Uncle's on top of this, and it's going to work out. This Nana's having a little trouble walking right now, but we'll get through this together. She's going to be fine. If you have any questions, ask me. But he's very empathetic. I'm very empathetic too. I don't show it that much. Okay. My wife describes me, and she can correct me in the chat when I say this, as a porcupine. Sometimes my quills are down, other times they stick out. Because I don't let people get that close to me. And for whatever reason, I don't. Excuse me. I'm sorry for burping there. Yeah, I do that. And so I don't always come across as empathetic. I remember as a child, my grandfather on my dad's side passed away. I think, in seventh or eighth grade and all. And I didn't cry. And my dad got mad at me for that, for not crying. And it wasn't because I wasn't sad. One, my grandfather lived in California. I lived in Missouri. So I only saw him like 2 or 3 times in my life. So, I don't mean any disrespect to him, but I did not know him that well. So it's not like, oh, okay. And he passed away. Okay. I cried more for my hamster dying, but then I saw my hamster every day. Anyway, and so it's just different ways that we handle things and being empathetic. We are. That people don't always see it because we do it differently. And that's fine with us. And yes, we do care about people. I care very much about my wife. I care very much about people. I don't know. I just don't know how to show it and all. I get uncomfortable showing it. It's one of the things for me. What about you? I mean, do you become uncomfortable sharing that you're empathetic with people. I mean, I think I'm cautious about that because I don't want people to judge me or say, "Oh, you're being too sensitive," or whatever. So I'm just wondering if that's something you struggle with too, and if so, why do you struggle with it? If you're comfortable sharing that in this public chat, feel free to, and if not, hey, that's fine too. Let's see. And you said exactly. Awesome. I'm glad you're agreeing with me. I'm glad we're resonating. We're connecting. This is great. Now, not only do I have autism, in case you've not figured this out, I have some ADHD. So I have a lot of energy, so, which is amazing because I've been exhausted lately. But when you get me on camera, on mic, I have energy because I used to work in radio, and that's been a big part of my life. Now, what is your go to STEM? Well, that's a good one. I have a several. One is my needle ball. Love my needle ball. I love that. And I can do this practically anywhere. I mean, no matter where I'm at, I can do it. And, you know, people may think, well, maybe he's stimming if they know about autism or if they see me wearing one of my autism shirts. Okay, that's cool. But also, people can see this. And it not intentional masking, but I guess it can be interpreted this way. Oh, he's doing physical therapy with his hands. Okay. Because I am a fiddler. I am a total fiddler, been that way all my life. And now another one of my stems, I don't know if it's really a stem or not, but one of the things I enjoy doing, I have some jewelry. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but I have some jewelry. And I love chewing on these things. That helps so much with anxiety. But another stem that I had that's one of my favorites, but I'm very guarded about it. Okay. I don't do it in public, or at least I try not to. But I do it around the house. In fact, well, let me tell you what it is, and I'll tell you the funny thing that we did about it. And feel free to share what your favorite stems are. I talk to myself, okay? And I always tell people, please comment on my videos because otherwise I feel like I'm talking to myself and I don't need to do any more of that than I do. But I do. I've done that since I was a kid. I remember doing that when I was young. My mom saw me doing that. She scolded me, "Don't do that. People think you're crazy, whatever," right? And that made me ashamed of it, made me try to hide it and mask it now. And I still do. I don't really want to do it in public that much, but I do talk to myself. In fact, we have a sign on my office door on the other side. I work from home, and it says, "If you hear me talking to myself," or something to these words. "If you hear me talking to myself, don't worry. I'm just having a team meeting." So we kind of have fun with it here around the house. My wife knows I do it. She does not really say anything to make me feel self-conscious about it. But, once you're married, I've been married 22 years this June, been together with her for 3 years before that. Kind of hard to hide certain things. They do come out. So she's cool about it. I'm cool about it. But those are my favorite stems. My needle ball and fiddling. I love fiddling. I got this fidget spinner, and I know you can't see it on the camera. I know, but what can happen with it when it's just spinning really well? Through the light, you can see different patterns of like black or silver or blue because it's a blue fidget spinner with some little black and blue on it as well. So it makes really cool patterns. I love watching these patterns. I love that. So I find it relaxing. I also have other things I can squeeze. My wife got me this for Christmas. It's a foam school bus because one of my favorite things to do, I collect buses. Not real ones, those are really expensive and they take up a lot of room at your house. So I have the toy ones. I love buses, so she got me that for Christmas. So let's go back to the chat and see what's here. I only recently got comfortable to stem on in front of my family. Okay, cool. You wonder if you want to become comfortable stimming or being more authentically autistic, you don't deep dive into it. It's not like, well, I'm going to go swimming. I've never swam before. Let me dive into that 10-foot deep into the pool. No, you want to start at the shallow end. Okay, that's an analogy, by the way. Uh, and you want to go in and reveal your autism at a level you're comfortable at, okay? And around people you feel most comfortable being around and sharing that you're autistic with. And that's fine, starting with family or close friends and all. And as you start to reveal your autism, or using a term for the LGBTQ, IA plus community, coming out about you being autistic, you're going to encounter some pushback, and that could be very painful. Okay. But when somebody does reject you or respond negatively to you because you're autistic, that is not a comment on you. That is a comment on their character. So if someone responds negatively to you because of your autism or because of a STEM or anything related to your autism, it's not a reflection upon you. It's telling you about their character. And at that point, you may want to reevaluate how much that person should be in your life or needs to be in your life. I'm not telling you to end friendships or relationships, but I'm just saying people don't accept you for you who you are. You deserve to be around people who accept you and recognize you for who you are authentically. And you want to be around people that you're comfortable around. Because being around people you're not comfortable around and having to mask all the time is exhausting. And you're not being your true, authentic self. And that's hurtful to them, to the friendship. But most importantly, it hurts you and your self confidence because you're not being true to yourself. So just keep those words in mind and do with them as you want. And I noticed some other things that come up in chat, but they're not coming up on my phone. So let me take a quick peek over here on the chat window, see what's going on. Okay, let's see. Uh, I, I tap my hands on the steering wheel. Uh, draws on my hand and so much more. Oh, okay. I don't tap my hands on the steering wheel because I don't drive. Although that does sound like a fun thing to do. Doing it now on the desk. It's kind of cool because it makes rhythm. I like that. Drawing on your head, that's interesting. I never thought about that. Drawing them, I'm not going to, but never thought about that as a STEM. But okay, yeah. If that helps you relax and that's part of who you are, embrace it. Own that. That's super. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Uh, I gotta go, but we'll subscribe to your channel. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, Autistic Ginny. So thank you so very much for taking time to join us tonight. And feel free to watch this video in its entirety. Later on, it will archive and it will be up on the channel. So, but thank you for joining and participating tonight. I really appreciated chatting with you. And I hope you come back because we do this every Thursday. I'm losing my mind. But anyway, come back every Thursday night. And and because every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time, we do this. I'm losing my mind because my water bottle was empty. And again, I think my wife came in and brought me a brand new water bottle without me realizing it. She is sneaky. She's so quiet. Anyway, if you just joined us, we're talking about Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. We're having some topic questions about the month. And what small self-care habit that makes a big difference in your day? Okay, mine is really interesting. My self-care habit that really helps me every single day. I see another message coming. Let me take a peek. Um, okay, and goodbye to you too, Jenny. It, uh, the self-care habit that really makes a difference in my day. Okay, let's see. What self-care habit? What small self-care habit makes a big difference in your day? Music, music. Okay. I have set up on my AI, my Amazon device, because I don't want to say her name. I got one right in front of me. A command that says, I want to relax. And it has a playlist that Amazon has of relaxing music. And that helps me so much. And when I go to sleep at night, I know it's a common thing for many of us on the spectrum. Going to sleep can be a challenge and sleeping through the night. I have my AI play city, CITY sounds. Because I'm a city person at heart. I live in a small community, much smaller than I really would rather be in, but that's a story for another day. And, excuse me, and that helps me go to sleep. I love the sound of city noises, traffic. That helps relax me. So, music and sounds really help me regulate myself. And that's probably my favorite thing that I do as an autistic person related to autism is and that's self-care for me. I will lay in bed and just listen to that music. When I feel anxious, I will do that. In the morning, I do that before I get up and embrace the world. I do that in the evening to help me wind down and quiet down my mind so I can go to sleep. It is my favorite. So what's your favorite self-care habit that makes a big difference in your life? Share them, because maybe it's something I never thought of and I could try. Or another viewer may say, I never thought of that. Let me try that. And that's how we can help one another here. And let's see. I'm trying to do something on screens here. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, there we go. How do you feel about Autism Acceptance Month? Awareness and or acceptance month. I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. I think it's something we need. I think it helps all of us in this community celebrate our pride and be seen. I think we need to be seen. I think that we are so invisible, not just because the statistics are roughly around 2% of the populations on the spectrum, but of those of us in the 2%, we try to hide it. We try to fit in to society. I don't. I don't blend well. I have a. This is from the movie Doctor Dolittle to Eddie Murphy. I have a broken blender. I like mine broken. I go out in public. I wear Bluetooth headphones. I wear shirts that say autism, a different way of seeing things. Autism acceptance. I wear all neurodiversity shirt I was wearing today. I wear these type of t-shirts everywhere I go. I want people to see that. I want people to engage me. Well, I really don't like small talk, okay? But if it does start a conversation with someone about autism, I love that because I can share with them that what it's like to be autistic and break some of those myths and stereotypes that are out there. So, what do you like most about Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month? Uh, Share it in the comments. Love to hear what those are. Now, let's take the look at our next topic. That's pretty much all. Here it is. What's one confidence tip that helped you embrace your autism? Okay, I don't know if it's really a confidence tip, and because of the fact that I am a certified confidence life coach, so there's so much that goes into my mind on that topic, so I can't really think of one. But knowing that each one of us who is autistic has our own experience of it, we're unique, we have wonderful gifts. Those help me have confidence. And knowing that no matter what happens with my autism, and I know I'm very fortunate that I have people in my life, in particular my wife, who supports me through this journey and does not judge me for some of my autistic traits. And that means a lot to me. I really do appreciate her doing that. I appreciate her sneaking in here with my needle ball tonight because I forgot it. I appreciate her sneaking in here with a nice cold bottle of water because I ran out of water. And she does so much to take care of me, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate her advocating for me. But getting back to the question about what I appreciate most or like most about, or what one confidence tip has helped me embrace my autism. Well, let's see. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I know that when I found out I was on the spectrum, I was I was elated, and I wanted other people to experience being confident in who they are and loving themselves and not being ashamed of the autism, not seeing it as a barrier, seeing it as a challenge, because challenges we can overcome. See, there's two ways to look at anything that is happening in your life. You can see it as an obstacle, or you can see it as a challenge. Now, when we see something as an obstacle, we look at it and we think, wow, that's big. How am I going to get around that? Like if there's a giant, well, maybe not giant, but there's a garbage truck stalled in front of your driveway and you want to go somewhere. How am I going to get around that? That's an obstacle. Okay. And then that holds us back. But when we look at things in our life like as a challenge, we can take on challenges. And embracing a challenge and taking on a challenge makes us stronger. I tell people all the time, I eat challenges for breakfast because they taste better than Cheerios. No offense to Cheerios. You like Cheerios, hey, that's fine. I love blueberry Cheerios. But the point is, I want to embrace those challenges. I may not achieve and overcome every one of those challenges I face, but each challenge that I embrace, whether I accomplish that challenge or not, makes me stronger for the next challenge that comes in my life. So I encourage you to embrace challenges and see autism not as an obstacle, but as challenges. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier today, but I have a special announcement here. Now, we've been doing these on Thursday night since November, every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, except one we had at 6 p.m. because we had a special event at 7. But basically, practically every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, we have done these. And we will be doing one next week, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. But there's going to be a bonus one next week, Monday night. And I want to say I've not fully locked down the time. So you're going to want to watch the channel. I am, there we go. I am going to have it Monday night, either at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Central Time. Like I said, I've not locked down the time yet, but there will be a bonus one Monday night that would just be open Q&A. And we're just playing around with different times and different nights of the week to see if there's a better night of the week to do these things in the month of April. So I invite you to join me then, and we will do another one of these. Now, before we go, it is time for open Q&A. So if you have any questions, and you know what, I'm going to do this in the future, let you put them in early in the chat and we'll get to them. But you have any questions, feel free to put them in there. For those that just joined, we've been talking about Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. We've been discussing some topics and questions about autism that relate to autism pride, autism confidence, autism awareness. And I've been sharing my answers, and others have been interacting with me in the chat. So if you just tuned in, when this is archived, you can catch that part because we're in the open Q&A. So if you have any questions about autism, adult autism, or confidence, feel free to put them in the chat. We're going to hang here for a few moments because I know there's a delay. And while I'm waiting for any questions to come in, let me remind you that this month I will be having a special video series entitled One Autistic Adult's Story. And these are interviews with people who are adults, who are autistic, and they share their story from suspecting they're autistic to receiving a late diagnosis of autism or any point in between. And we have 3 wonderful guests, and I will be sharing my story as well. Those videos will start dropping sometime next week. I got them recorded. I just got to edit them. So those will be coming. Coming up in the month of May, something big, something exciting. A brand spanking new podcast called Live Confidently Autistic. And this podcast is going to be all about helping you. And it's going to be in video format, so it'll be on the channel as well. But it's also going to be audio on podcast player platforms that will help you live confidently autistic. And what that means is it will help you find ways to live as your authentic autistic self, stems and all, openly and with pride and with confidence. We're going to have guests on there that's going to talk about many different topics. The month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So many of the topics that I'm trying to line up for the month of May are related to mental health issues because most people who are autistic do also, or are also, let me word it that way. I like this wording better, are also mental health warriors, which means we also battle courageously every single day with some mental health issue. It could be depression. It could be anxiety. Some of us may also be bipolar. Some of us may have I don't know, seasonal affective depression, whatever. My mind blanked, but there are other mental health issues that we face. OCD. Some of us battle OCD, and that's fine. So we're going to be embracing and talking about mental health next month, in the month of May, on the new podcast series, Live Confidently Autistic. I'm hoping within the next 2 weeks, that we would drop the trailer for the podcast. So I'm working on that. It's going to be a good trailer. It's going to be a fun trailer. So, yeah, that's coming. That is coming up. And we'll have videos this week. I did not get any up. I've had a lot going on in my personal life here, and I'm exhausted. I think between the autism, I have an incomplete spinal cord injury, and as you get older, you don't have as much energy. I am just physically and mentally exhausted, but I'm going to recover this weekend, and we're going to get some videos up. It's going to be a great week coming up. We're going to be doing a lot of things on autism awareness and acceptance. It's going to be exciting. I hope you have that's a weird so I just heard something weird. Anyway, I hope that you will subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Give this video a thumbs up so we can get more people to watch and more people to be aware of this channel and reach more people to help them live confidently autistic. So no matter, let me ask one more question, okay? It's off the top of my mind, and I'm going to put some of these questions in the comments, not comments, post on the channel. I'll do that tomorrow. How are you celebrating Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month? I am this month, with the exception of when we do these videos, because I grabbed the shirt today. But this month, whenever I go anywhere, every single day, except maybe one, every single day, I plan to wear one of my autism t-shirts whenever I go anywhere. So I plan to do that this month every single day. That's how I'm going to celebrate it. And whenever I'm out in public, people are going to see these things. And that's part of how I am going to be promoting Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. So thank you so very much for joining me tonight for the live stream. And we will be back next Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Don't forget, we're going to have a bonus one of these live streams Monday night, either at 6 or 7 p.m. Central Time. Watch for that in the on my channel. Why am I having brain farts today? I don't know. I am. It's a weird day. It is weird. Okay, let me just do this. So watch for it on my channel. I'm going to bring this over. There we go. That should be showing up on your screen now. Bingo. And what you want to do is come down here to live stream. Let me see. There we go. And it will be over here where this my mouse is, and it will say upcoming. So watch for that. I will be putting that up sometime tomorrow. So yeah, check those out. Well, I love to interact with you, and we're going to have an open Q&A on the one on Monday. So that'd be super, and we're looking forward to it. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you have not already, like I said, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you ring the bell to be notified of new videos and when I go live on the channel. And happy Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. And remember, you're an amazing person, okay? Your autism makes you unique. And we need more unique people in the world. You bring a unique perspective to the world. You have a unique view. Be proud of it. Share it. And let's make the world a more inclusive place for everyone on the spectrum, regardless of their age. Until next time, this is the Confident Autistic, aka Chris Mitchell, reminding you that I am always here to help you live confidently autistic. See you next week.